Dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, absolutely.
I'm so excited.
Jesus, He-Man. The fuck was that?
I'm just trying to assert who the alpha G is in the house.
Alpha G.
Yeah, man. Fucking alpha male. I'm an alpha gangster.
Okay. Buckle up. Jesus, put your
See what I'm
seatbelt on.
saying? It still sounds like kind of quiet, but maybe that's just...
I don't know that I agree with you. I think you
yours is fine?
sound clear as a whistle right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. Hell yeah, dog.
I was just at Home Depot.
Were you actually? Oh my god.
I bought a bunch of man things all by myself.
No.
Yeah,
You didn't?
I did it.
Oh my god.
I was about to ask for help, and I said, you know what? I'm going to fire out. And so I went.
Wait, so you're at Home Depot in Monty?
Yeah.
So I drove past you on your way to Home Depot, and then
Oh, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do some major renovations in the space here.
Oh, in here? Yeah. Really?
Oh yeah.
When's that happening?
Very soon. We're going to IKEA tomorrow.
Really? That was me.
Oh, okay.
My chin moved the mic because I didn't want to use my hand because every time I touch the mic with my hand. Anyway.
Sure.
Go ahead.
But yeah, we're doing some major revamping, and I was gonna buy all of these soundboards because there's echo sometimes, right? Like if we back away from the mic and I pick up the gain, you're gonna get all that feedback.
Right.
We have an old, hella thick memory foam mattress that we had forgotten about.
Really? You're just
like,
going to
holy
slice and
shit.
dice that puppy up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because these piddly things don't do shit.
Right. They're just for show at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you stack 3 of them on top of each other, then they're hella thick.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I bought shit to make frames out of the foam things that we're going to be making so we can hang them up on the wall.
Attaboy.
And we had a company barbecue today as well.
I saw that. I saw your post about it.
Yeah. Vegan warrior. But our accounting guy was considered the joke teller at all of these things.
What?
Yeah, I know. Doesn't make any sense.
Wait, did he get stage time to tell jokes?
Just like, so the plant manager would be like, anybody got anything else to add? Any jokes? And the accounting guy would always chime in with some shit joke. And I hated it.
Were they accounting jokes?
No, they were just... He would do a lot of, well, I guess you don't get it. Like, if you don't laugh at the joke...
What a fucking idiot. That to me is one of the biggest pet peeves I have maybe in my whole life, is when people assume that because you're not appreciating what they're doing, that you just don't get it. And really, the whole thing is, they just don't get it.
Yeah.
Hey, guy, you fucking suck. You don't get it, man.
Here, hold on real quick.
Does it sound funky? Is it sounding funky to you?
It does sound a little funky.
Do I sound like I'm in a river? Test?
Still sounds like you're in a river.
Okay. Could be the channel, you know?
Yeah. Let's do a company barbecue.
Yeah. You said vegan warrior, and I almost stabbed you. What is a vegan warrior?
They're just trying to make you feel bad overall. See, now this sounds fucking weird.
No, it's just volume.
One more time.
Oh my. Here we are on channels 3 and 5, and
on channel 3 and 5.
Welcome, Channel 5 News with Tom Selleck. Retired actor Tom Selleck.
Hi, I'm Tom Selleck.
That is not how he talks.
It's exactly how he talks. He's always a little bit disappointed that he has to talk.
No, it's he can't get enough air through that fucking gorilla finger he's got over his lip.
So anyways, my boss.
So fucking vegan warrior guy over here.
Yeah, vegan warrior.
You were talking about the guy who was trying to tell jokes. That was really where we ended.
Yeah. So
that guy's a fucking asshole.
My boss does the thing. He's like, anything else? Anybody got any jokes? And he's like, oh, our joke teller's gone because he retired. And he's looking around. He's like, well, anybody else? And he turns to me and he goes, like, opens his hands up. I go,
he's like,
in front of all of the employees. I'm like, what's up? He goes, you got any jokes? I was like, sure.
And you were like, this fucking barbecue, am I right?
So I told the ghost bee joke. What do you call a ghost bee? A booby.
Oh, that's...
You like that dad joke?
I miss the accountant.
I heard somebody yelled it before I even said it. Booby!
Oh. Yeah, I miss the accountant. That guy... I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it. Callbacks. Yeah, we have some shit to talk about today, though, eh?
Yeah.
It was like on Monday, you like refused to speak with me. I was in my brain. I was like, "Is Chris mad at me?" And then I was like, "Oh no, he's just saving ammunition for the podcast." Yeah.
There's so many things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the stupid vegan thing out of the way. I'm just doing a week challenge. That's it. I'm doing a 1 week. See if I can do the vegan dance.
Is it like, are you testing to see if you can do it? Are you testing to see if it has a positive effect on your life, or are you testing to see how many times you can get diarrhea in a week?
For me, I don't really look at what I'm eating. I just eat.
Oh, so now it's about being more conscious about what you're putting in your body.
So, like, in times when I would just snack like fucking crazy,
yeah,
the fact that all there is veggies, my brain is like, well, we don't actually, maybe we're not hungry.
You know what? I heard from someone a long time ago that, like, oftentimes when your body's like, I'm starving right now, you're actually just dehydrated. You just need water. And so, like,
which that's never the case with me, but.
Right. But that's so, like, that was my big, like, being more conscious of what I'm eating moment, was I just started consciously drinking more water, and that made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like, I'll still eat, like, shit food, but, like, I don't eat as much of it. And I certainly don't eat as much as I used to. I mean, I've lost 11 pounds since June.
Hell yeah.
Still got these.
Yeah, we never talked about the Biggest Loser challenge that you guys
still
did.
not over. I thought it was only for a month. Yeah, but it's for like the whole summer. And Jesus. I quit. You know, whatever. But yeah, still got these doughy ass nipples, but they're a little less visible. I wore a tight shirt the other day. Caitlin and I went out to dinner. It was last night. We went out to dinner. And I was wearing a tight shirt, and I like walked up, and I like saw myself in the mirror, and I was like, "Dude, I can see the pointy part of my nipples right now. This is so gross.
It's gross."
Yeah, like I'm too thick for a t-shirt now. Like that's not a good look. You can't be like once you start wearing button-ups because it's the thing that doesn't frame your body. Mm-hmm. That's when you guys start maybe looking at.
You know that bit that Witzel has where he's like, "I can't throw my hands in the air, like I just don't care."
Yeah.
That happened to me.
Yeah.
And Kim was like, "Oh, that's just the shirt." And I was like,
Nah, it's the gut, actually. Yeah.
Because I've worn tight shirts before, and that would never happen.
You know the big turning point for me, the moment I realized like I was carrying too much extra weight. And it's not that I'm fat. It's that like, I shouldn't say that. It's not that I'm overweight. It's not that like my figure is becoming round, like too round. Mm-hmm. It's that like I'm noticing a steady decline in like my ability to just like maintain a brisk walking speed. And also like I'm legitimately like feeling the physical effects of like when I walk, like I can feel my boobs jiggle, you know?
Oh,
and I'm
I
like,
hate that.
It's like demoralizing, you know?
It
like,
really
who's
is.
Who's going to want to bang this?
I know.
My God.
So Kim didn't really like
a bag of Jello getting hit with bologna. This is
Kim thinks that like I've lost attraction to her because the lack of boners that I get.
You've lost attraction to you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
I distract myself with other things so that I don't have to.
So you're not just walking around the house knocking stuff over with that hard on.
No, I don't even get rando bonos anymore. You know what I mean?
I do. It's the worst.
Well, I mean,
I'm entering a stage in my life where that's coming to a close, though, which is nice because like there was that window of time. I should clarify. Rando bonos when you're 15 is like every 12 seconds. You're like, Jesus. Like you like sit down funky and your zipper rubs your crank the wrong way, and then you're immediately like he's like poking out, like, we doing something? Or and you're like, no, dude, we're in math. Stop. you know? And like the older you get, the less that happens.
Yes.
I haven't gotten a random boner in a long time, but like when I do get one, I have that like, for fuck's sake, pal. Like, you got a lot of giddy up, I'll give that to you, but like, you're the dumbest part of my body. It's not even close.
Here's how, like, not how much that doesn't happen anymore is rather than like when Kim does like a sexy thing and I would get a boner, I now say, I felt movement. So my dick thought about it
like a whale washed up on this shore and
more that it just
it
like
CPR.
It's like when you think
I felt movement.
You think you felt your phone ring, but then you just put your hand on it and it didn't actually vibrate.
Oh yeah,
that's what my dick does. My dick goes, huh?
Yeah.
It's not worth pulling the phone out of my pocket.
Right, false alarm for sure. Yikes! Sorry about that. Hey, good for you though.
What are you gonna do?
You gotta. I mean, it means it's working, right?
For sure.
That's what it means.
Yeah. Speaking of working, I am so excited about this TikTok video that Kim showed me.
Motherfucker.
So
I didn't think I did anything wrong.
For the class, explain
the challenge. Which I need to make something like abundantly clear here. If you are making a TikTok and you're referring to it as a TikTok challenge, you're not doing a challenge. You're being a fucking idiot. Okay?
Well, hold on, because
Caitlin's not a fucking idiot, right? She was doing it in mockery of the challenge. I'm saying the challenges, the TikTok challenges that get like 500 million fucking videos made about them. It's like all these guys are like, yeah, you're doing okay. What's up? It's Carter. I'm doing the TikTok challenge where you shove an entire thing of underwear in your butt. And you're like, what? It's not a challenge. Just being a fucking fool.
Yeah,
so anyway,
Carter.
This particular like viral TikTok thing was, and I already feel guilty. I feel like I called Caitlin an idiot. I'm not actually calling Caitlin. I'm not calling you an idiot. Love you to death. Are you turning me off? Or are you?
Could you still hear yourself or no?
Yeah. Did you have the gain way up or what?
No, I just never mind.
Okay. Were you like fucking with the volume?
It's a battle between me and the fucking warranty department at Zoom.
That was. It would have been way cooler if you didn't smoke
hit
your
myself.
hand. Yeah. I shouldn't have pointed that out.
But you see how I was a man about it and just like.
Yeah, you were kind of a man about it because you were still bopping your leg up and down, which is the most childish thing
That's
any man
true.
can do. But it's all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this whole video challenge thing, it's girl to guy generally, right? I mean, I didn't see any that were guy to girl.
Sure.
But so Caitlin said to me, and she had me on camera saying this. So she's like, "Would you rather have $100 to kiss me or $700 to kiss the hottest girl you know?" And I said $100 to kiss her. And then she said, "Wait, I'm not the hottest girl you know?" And I was like, "No, you're not." But that doesn't mean I would want to kiss them, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like,
this is the funny part.
So to me, in my brain, the reason I choose to kiss Caitlin and the reason I'm so happy when I get to kiss Caitlin is because she is also so happy when she gets to kiss me. It's like the two sides of the coin. That's what the payoff is. It's like if you kiss a dead body, there's no reward, you know? And that's like kissing the hottest girl you know? It's like most of the hottest people I know are pieces of shit. I wouldn't enjoy it. It's like, what's the point of doing it?
Dude, so this is my favorite part. So when Kim showed me that video, I was like, I know exactly why he's saying that. Because the hot thing doesn't mean the hottest. It's not actually what your brain is translating. What you're translating
in the girl's
is,
brain, you mean?
No. In your brain, when you are saying, so when you have the two options, right? The 100 versus the 700. 700
Sure.
being the hottest person.
Okay.
Your brain goes, attraction is not even a deciding factor in this. So the $100 is you saying, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about Caitlin.
Yeah.
Kim asked me the question before she showed me the video.
Did you say I'll take $800 to kiss you now? Fuck you, dude. That's exactly what I thought of like right after it happened. I'd have been $700 richer and probably would have gotten an actual kiss out of the deal.
Yeah.
instead of
I
her
wish she
just
would have
posting
filmed
me.
it because I would have been.
Yeah, dude. That's like, see that as soon as we were done recording, I'm like, oh, that's the correct answer. The correct answer is I'll take $700 to kiss you now.
No, $800.
That's what I meant. $800 to kiss you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dumb as hell. But also,
I think
like
I even said $800 every day.
And that's like the logic for me was purely like, I don't want to. Like, the hottest person I know isn't the most beautiful person I know. That was what I had to explain to her. You know, it's like, I would kiss you because you're the most beautiful person I know. Because not only is like the phrase "beauty is in the eye of the beholder" true. You know, it's like you're a terrific human being, and like I feel lucky that I get to kiss you. You know, it's like there's like if I don't know, fucking Blake Lively was like, "You want to make out?" I'd be like, "I don't know, Blake. I feel really bad for Ryan if we did that." And I kind of like Ryan more than I like you. So, you know what I mean? It's like that's...
But that's the funny thing is, like...
And I'm not saying that Blake Lively is the hottest person. I'm just like...
That's what's so funny is... You know what I mean? You don't even have to...
I don't know who the hottest person I know is.
You're doing extra work, and you don't have to.
I know. I'm fucking... This is like... She's like, oh, okay, I have the perfect victim for this. You know? She's like, here's a guy with tremendous anxiety that's going to overthink... The simplest of fucking questions. And I'm going to toss him a question on camera. And then I'm going to laugh at him when his...
You could tell she was filming you too?
100%. She had her fucking phone in front of her.
Well, I couldn't tell because it was like lower. I
yeah, no, she was like sitting on the couch and like had it here and she was like up here.
Oh,
so, like,
okay,
okay. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like looking at her, but her camera was on. But her camera was facing me. So it's like I knew she was filming. It's just so dumb. And that's like, I'm again, like, whatever. Did I fuck that up for sure? Was there a better answer to that question? 100%. But I feel like my logic isn't flawed though, so I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, it's funny. Kim was so excited, like so excited
when you said that.
Yeah, because I think she is under the impression that you are much more intelligent than I am. So
why would she think that? I'm a fucking idiot.
So yeah.
Oh, that noise was awesome.
I know. It does it on both of them now.
It sounds like when they were trying to figure out how they were going to make the dinosaur noises for Jurassic Park 1.
Yeah.
You know, and they were like, "Oh, that'll work. All right, we'll just record that and then fuck that up a little bit in the system and it'll sound just like a T-Rex." I've dropped the F-bomb like 20 times this episode so far.
Yeah, we're getting demonetized for sure.
Oh, no question. That was already going to happen.
It's so funny. It's funny, but
they're not
going to
demonetize you for swearing. That's not how that works.
It is actually.
Yeah, okay.
If you're in the monetization realm, it's within... Well, if
your content is set to adults only, then you're fine, right? Isn't that how that works?
No.
They swear all the time on all those podcasts.
I know. So the hack to the algorithm that a lot of them have figured out is if you can make it 5 minutes without swearing, they don't pick up on it. They don't realize that you're doing it.
And I'm assuming it applies to lewd language and stuff too.
Yep. Any gross topics.
So how does Bad Friends get money?
Through their advertisers.
That's what it is. It's like, oh, so you're worried about like YouTube running ads on these videos.
Well, no, that's the fucked up thing. They just won't pay you. So they will still run the ads on your channel. You just don't get paid for it.
Oh, that's so Google.
Yeah.
Well done, Alphabet Inc. You're taking over the world. One struggling, homeless journey to Portland, Oregon with laser person.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah. Laser. Okay, yeah.
Sloive tu mami. I learned how to say word to your mother in Russian.
That's...
I should put that on a shirt. Sloive tu mami.
Yeah, I like that. That's funny. There was something I wanted to talk to you about, and now I'm totally spacing.
Was it how little faith your father has in you?
I think okay. He believes in me, but he also has seen me in action. You know what I mean?
Your dad seen you fuck?
No, you get your mind out of the fucking gutter, Chris.
You said he's seen you in action.
Yeah, I'm talking about in life, Chris. He's watched me. He's like, it's like everyone bringing their turtle to the turtle race, right? It's a turtle, right?
It still sounds like an orgy.
Would you just sit back and shut the fuck up?
All right.
So, everyone brings their turtle to the turtle race, right? and they're all like, my turtles, I believe in my turtle. It can totally win this race, you know? But they also have kept that turtle in a cage its whole life, and that turtle hasn't moved in a week and a half, you know? So that part of your brain that's like, there's no fucking way my turtle's winning this race. But then you're also like, I believe in you, turtle. I think you have it in you. But also, there's no fucking way you're going to do this. You know? And I don't mean that like that's exactly how my dad is. But my dad believes in me.
Yeah.
But he's seen me perform, you know, before.
Sure. It still sounds...
I know. I was trying to make it even more sexual sounding.
Well, fucking...
Yeah. No, he's seen me grow up. He's seen all of the things I've done in my life, and he has a lot of reason to be like, yeah, I don't know if I believe in you.
Do you think that he...
That's not to cut myself down. I feel like I've accomplished some pretty cool things in my life.
Yeah,
you know?
I would agree.
But
do you think that because it seems like when you pose questions to your dad, he leans heavy on the, hey, just don't be upset if it doesn't pan out.
Yeah, I was talking to a buddy. About of mine about this. It's like my dad, I think, especially now more than when we were younger and we were like more like pests and menacing, you know, that my dad has like so much fun being a dad. You know, it's like my dad loves and it's not just like being like my dad, you know, it's like my dad has fun with the idea of dad.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like at least in his case, you know, like he doesn't have a lot of say over what I do, you know, but he certainly has a lot of say about what I do, you know, like he doesn't have control over what I do, but he can say whatever the fuck he wants about it.
Oh,
and so he
okay.
leans into the dad version of all of that. And I think he just has so much fun doing it. Like I have a feeling like when my dad like gives me a jab, you know, that's like, it's not like actually hurtful to me, but I'm like, wow, come on, Dad. Like,
stop hitting
him, you know, whatever. Like, I have a feeling he like turns around and he's like, got him again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Is like one time I was playing basketball. I don't know, something like that. No, yeah, we were in my parents' basement, a bunch of friends of mine.
Yeah.
And my dad had been in Europe.
Europe?
Okay. Anyway, so my dad was in Europe for like a month. Hadn't seen him in a month, right? I got my two best friends are over. We're sitting in the basement. Like I'm playing on one of those like Little Tikes battery powered keyboards, you know? And I'm just playing like ABCs or whatever.
Okay.
One of my buddies is literally like smashing Bionicles together, like fighting Bionicles. We're 17 at this point, right?
Oh, okay.
And and then my other friend is just like remember those magnetics? There's like those little sticks with and he's just spinning like right. My dad comes downstairs, and we're all like, Tom, you know. I'm like, Dad, what's up? And he's like, because they're a bunch of fucking children. And he just turned around and went upstairs. And he's like, didn't say hi, didn't. And like to this day, like if I bring that story up, he laughs so hard about it. Because I know when he got upstairs, he was like, my son's an idiot, you know? But like I don't know. He is very supportive, I'll say that. Like he's backed me. One of the coolest, most supportive things he's done in the last like 5 years was when he just quoted one of my jokes to me from YouTube. And he didn't tell me he watched it. He literally just said, wow. It was so cool, dude. I fucking cried afterwards.
Dude.
Just to know that my dad was like looking me up and like wanted to see my comedy because he had never seen me before. Wow. So he just like, he like leaned into the window of my car and was like quoted one of my jokes. It was like, holy shit.
Which one was it?
It was one I haven't done it in years. And I feel like if I revamped it and like really rewrote it, it would be funny. But it's like, some people are like when they're a kid, they're like known as the blank, you know, it's like there's the athlete. You know, there's the brainy kid. You know, I was the peer. Like I just fucking peed my pants all the time. You know, all the time. And then I like tell two stories about being the peer.
Gotcha.
And then my dad like leans in and quoted one of the lines from the joke, and it was just like my heart was so full. It was so cool, and that's where I'm like, he definitely supports me and believes in me, but also any chance he can get to score dad points, he's going to do it.
Absolutely. Dude, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I love moments like that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes that you used to do, it was the heaven and hell thing, the glory hole bit. Get your face back on that dick.
Yeah.
It's like still one of my favorite things. Because then shortly after that would follow the Waka Flocka, When you retract and when you would hit those flockas, flocka, 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 flocka. It's so fucking funny.
I did love doing that flocka joke.
Oh, yeah.
Just like the hype man, like you're your own hype man joke. That was so much fun to do. Because like there was always that chunk of people that like totally knew what I was talking about. And then there's like the spectrum, right? So there's like people in the middle that are like, oh, I think I've heard that before on something. Yeah. And then there's the group of people, and they're always together, that has no fucking clue what I'm doing. And at this point, I just look like I'm screaming, like in, tongues,
Yeah. How often do people ask you if you're going to do stand-up again?
All the time. People like tell me say things to me all the time. Like, yeah, you're going to want to do something about this, or, and I'm like, I don't, I want to get back to it. I just like, such a weird time. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Truly, that's what I am. That's what's going on, is I'm scared. I don't want to be part of the problem of people that are perpetuating deadly virus,
Yeah.
I don't want to engage with specific people, very specific people. I have no interest in being around them. I don't want to stick my neck out and then get my head chopped off as the blade comes back down once more. And I, that's not me sitting here like admitting fault for certain things. I don't know. Yeah. But it's just like, the axe is still swinging, and I don't know that it's ever going to stop. And so I'm just kind of waiting for people to be more comfortable and things to have been rectified. It's like could I be doing more right now to make the scene a safer and better place? Like probably. I know I could, but like, I don't mean to be a shithead, but like how much energy need I spend before I get like recognized as somebody who's worthy of not getting the axe? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, I
don't want people to tell me I'm great.
Yeah.
I just want people to not tell me I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty clear that there are people waiting for guys like us to say something fucked up. Their guards are up. It's like people are literally dying because of this stuff. So it's like, I get it, but it does make you say, if you're just waiting for me to say a thing,
right,
you're not going to laugh at anything I say.
Right.
You're just going to be like, you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down after every set, and that's no way to do stand up.
Right. And like, the anger is justified. Like, I don't want to take away from that either. Like, people are frustrated and hurt and seeking retribution, and like, you gotta appreciate that to some extent,
Absolutely,
because it's like people are fighting for justice, or what they see as justice, But it's like sometimes the justice is confused, or sometimes overly correcting is confused as justified.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're thinking that by going after open micers, because you look at the comedy scene as a whole, and people still get away with a ton.
Yeah.
Andrew Santino every week gets to make Asian accents.
Yeah.
And you can say that it's in context and there's an Asian person in the room, but Bobby Lee doesn't represent the entire Asian community.
Right.
So when they're seeing those things and they know that they can't affect those people, what they think is, I can affect the people around me.
Yeah.
And even though our stuff is nowhere near the level of these other comics, Andrew Schultz, Tim Dillon, like, it's on a completely different level.
Yeah.
They think that that's where they have to do it.
Right.
To make sure that people like that aren't elevated again. But we're not, I don't feel like anyone's trying to get famous in stand-up that is even like that anymore.
Yeah, and
you know what I
mean? And to come to the defense of the people you just mentioned, it's like most of what they're doing, I would say, I'm not going to sit here and say that I can speak for them or that I have the full picture of anything that they're doing, but like most of it is about like irony and about pointing out the flaws in the logic on both sides. It's like, like when Santino like issued his apology letter, and Bobby was like, you were supposed to write a one-page letter or whatever, and then Santino's like, you know what? Like, if you don't like what I do, just don't listen. Like, you don't have to listen, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be malicious. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just having a good time. And like, if it's that hurtful for you, just don't listen. You don't have to, you know? And that's really should be the theme of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a meritocracy for a reason, you know? If someone is a piece of shit and is doing really shitty things, stop giving them attention.
Right.
Just ignore them. Tell them they're a piece of shit and walk away, you know?
Yeah.
Because like the crazy guy on the corner that is screaming that the world's going to fucking end, if you just ignore that guy, he's going to find a new fucking corner. And sometimes there are just no corners left.
Yeah.
For them to stand on without getting anyone's attention. It's like the more attention you pay the person, the more time that they're going to spend, the more elevated they're going to become.
Sure.
So it's like, you know, if you don't like what somebody's doing, tell them you don't like what they're doing and walk away.
Yeah. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if you haven't accrued the context that these comedians have accrued,
Yes.
because the history of it shows their true intention. So if you think that because Santino does it, therefore I can then go and try the same thing.
Up.
So this is what I was thinking of today was people complaining about, oh, I can't say anything on stage. You can say whatever you want on stage.
Right.
You have no control over how people receive it, though.
Right.
So
it's like that's freedom of speech is what you just explained.
Yeah.
You're allowed to say whatever you want. People are like, you're impeding on my freedom of speech. It's like, yeah, sure. If you, I mean, you're allowed to say whatever you want, but I'm also allowed to respond to whatever you say, however I want, as long as I don't threaten to kill you or threaten you, I should say.
Yeah. Well, it's similar to being an addict in that way. When I would say, nobody would think I wouldn't have a drinking problem if people didn't think I had a drinking problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like you're wanting, when you look at it in that way, what you're really wanting is for shitty behavior to be acceptable.
Yeah. What you want is,
well, I shouldn't say shitty behavior because it's just what others view, because really they're wanting the better version of you. So what they're saying is, I don't like that part.
Yeah.
And then because it's somebody that like, because most of the stand-ups, you know, it's we feel like we have an actual relationship with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
When we do have a good set, it's like, all right, we made friends with the audience for that night. So when they kind of turn on you, it feels like a friend is turning coat on you, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I thought we had this agreement. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that for sure. I don't know, like, and this is the other things, you know, I don't know how I feel about all of this, you know.
Yeah.
I feel good. I feel like some people are doing some good right now and are doing a good job of like fighting for what they believe in, you know. And I also feel like some people are doing not so good in the same aspect. And I feel like there are people on the other side who are advocating for the right things, and there are people who are advocating for things in the wrong way, you know, like kind of like what you said, you know. It's like I'm not that stoked about jumping right back into the middle of it.
Yeah.
You know, I love doing comedy. It is one of my favorite things in the world to do, but not at the expense of my mental health.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it shouldn't make you less happy to do something that you love. Like that's not, no matter how much you love it, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, and I've been on the other side of like the self-righteous tirade of like saying, I know I'm right, history is behind me on this, and I like go in guns blazing, and then later it's like, I really didn't need to go in.
I sneeze like an idiot. Keep going. That hurt.
Is somebody dying in your face right now?
I know, it hurts.
Okay.
My allergies are so bad right now.
Yeah.
With
COVID will do that to your allergies.
With all the water that's been coming down, all the precipitation.
Sure.
Things that were in drought that were killed. All the grass and everything that died because there was no rain is now getting a second life because it's been raining a lot.
Yeah.
And so my nose and my eyes are itching.
But anyways, yeah. So like in this time right now, especially for people that live in the cities, it was in your face day in, day out. For some people, it's still day in, day out.
Right.
So like you haven't been able to take your foot off the gas because everything is just go, go, go every fucking morning.
Right.
But yeah, to say that I've then looked back and been like, I don't think I care about the thing, but I definitely don't care about it enough to sever friendships and feel like I have to, burn people at the stake.
Yeah. And that's like, that's why I try to pull myself away from stuff like that. 'Cause it's like the passion is really valuable, but like when the passion becomes something that affects those around you negatively, you have to take a look at how it is and or take a look at how you're going about it. If it's like
well, look at Passion of the Christ, for instance.
Yeah.
Passion gone wrong.
Yeah. Well, mostly Mel Gibson. Yeah. Because he's rippy shit. I don't know. This is my creative outlet right now.
That's what I tell people.
So much more fun.
That's what's so funny about when people ask me about stand-up now.
Yeah.
Is I then go, oh, did you just ask me about my podcast? Because
that's so funny.
I'm
going to start doing that. Because it's an easy way to just be like, I haven't been doing stand up, but like if you want to hear me be silly and goofy and also kind of talk about some real shit, just tune in.
Yeah,
dude, absolutely, on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
That thing that we talked about last week, it kind of goes into what we were talking about right now, but like your cause and the way that you go about gaining the rights of that cause, that whole conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't tell if it brought the show down or not. And because like, I like what we say.
Yeah.
I imagine people listening to it. And so I couldn't wrap my head around whether to keep it or not. So I had Kim come in and listen to it.
Yeah.
And like 3 minutes in, she was like, leave this in. Absolutely leave this in.
Dude, absolutely.
I was like, that's great.
Well, yeah, and that's like, people sometimes, I guess in my case, especially when I'm listening to like people that I look up to, when I hear them, like, it doesn't even need to necessarily be like a validation of things I'm thinking, but like when I hear them go in on something about how they feel, dude, the best example of this is when Kevin Smith was on Rogan, like 2.5 years ago, probably.
The director?
Silent Bob. Kevin Smith. Yeah. So he was on Rogan a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And he was talking about how his dog passed away. And Rogan was talking about how his dog passed away. And they're both like crying. Like
really?
Yeah, like Kevin is like can't barely keep it together. And Joe's like wiping tears from his eyes. And they're crying,
Wow.
And I've never felt more connected to them, to either of them. I'd never felt more connected to Joe. I'll never speak a single word to Joe Rogan in my life, but in that moment, I was like, I feel his heart right now, and it was one of those that like popped up in my, hey, you should watch this sometime on YouTube. Recently, and I watched it again, and I forgot about that part, and then now since by the way, not to keep bringing up my fucking dead dog, but last week was the 1 year mark.
I know.
How do you know?
I intentionally not brought it up.
Really?
Yeah, man. That's why I let you go on ultra mega silly rants, because I was like, good, be distracted and keep doing this. You were so extra silly last week, and it was awesome. I was like, dude, this is perfect.
Do you want me to be more extra silly?
No, that came naturally. You just, I could tell you were just in an extra silly mood, and it just was awesome.
Did Caitlin talk to you about that? Oh, man. God, she's the best.
I know. She cares about you so much.
Hey, so for listeners and fans, I'm just going to say it because we haven't talked about it yet, but I'm just going to say it. I'm getting married. Very excited.
So many sound effects when that part.
It was a very special moment in my life, and Chris was there for all of it, and that's part of what made it so special. It was so cool. I was so happy. I'm so lucky. You're a fantastic friend, an incredible human being, a great photographer. But it was just, I mean, you captured she and I and like every fucking emotion that happened in that moment. It was like, there's me like fucking, when I'm like making, I don't know, I've got some like hand motion thing and I'm like, and Caitlin's laughing super hard. I'm like, this is me being a dinkus. This right here is watches the wild Alex. makes a fool of himself.
I used to call Kim and her family, they love one-liners.
Okay.
Like, hey, are we going to go, well, you got a turd in your pocket? What's this wee stuff? Like that kind of shit. Which,
I don't know.
It's just old-timey sayings that it's so obvious.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would call them a pack of one-liners.
Oh, okay.
And I was doing it in the car with Landon in the back one time. A wild pack of one-liners. As the young one-liner, because Kim had made her dad laugh with one. And I was like, this is that moment in the wild. Where
right,
like,
right.
Fuck, I wish I could remember the joke she did.
That's so funny.
But it was exactly like, knock, knock, who's there? A pack of one-liners.
Well done.
I want to hear about like the whole day. Because you had a plan.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. And you know what? I'm full disclosure, like up front, up top, from the jump, it could not have gone better than it did. The fact that wrenches got thrown in that machine as it was being built, you know, was so us.
Oh.
It was like, of course this is happening, you know? It's like by that time, I was just laughing about it. I'm like, duh. Like, I wouldn't be asking Caitlin to marry me if some shit wasn't going the way it was supposed to, you know? And that's not to say that everything gets fucked up in our life. It's just like we've been trained, like, as people to just kind of roll with the punches, you know? And, like, and still make the most out of our time together and our experiences in life. It's like always look on the bright side, be positive, be happy, you know? It's like you get to... In spite of things not going exactly as planned, we got to have a very special moment together, and it was like magnified by the fact that it was, you know,
amplified.
That's what
I was trying to think of the word at the same time.
It was amplified by all of the extra things that were going on that were not necessarily going right, you know. So full story. So I should I start on Sunday when I picked up the ring and showed? Okay, so. I had the ring shipped to my parents' house so that, because I live with Caitlin, so I didn't want like it to show up and then her be like recognize where it's from and then immediately be like, oh, I know what this is, you know?
Yeah.
So I sent it to my parents' house. My mom and I had a good cry about it like a couple days before because it had arrived. And so I went golfing on Sunday and I went golfing down in the cities. So I like drove past my parents' house on the way to pick it up on the way home.
Oh, okay.
So I get to my parents' house. It's just my dad there, and I go and grab the ring, and I like come downstairs, and I like have the box in my hand. I was like, "Yeah, Dad, I just want to like let you know, like this is happening, like it's a thing now, you know." And my dad's like, "Most certainly is not a thing." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You haven't asked her yet. She definitely hasn't said yes yet." I was like, "Thanks for the vote of confidence, Dad. Really appreciate it." And then I like brought the box out and put it in the recycling, and I came back in. My dad was like grabbing a cigar, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go have a cigar. See ya." All right, see you, Dad.
I thought he was gonna give a cigar to you.
Oh no.
Oh my God,
He's
that's
like,
funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have a cigar. See ya. Bye, Dad. Love you. You know, so funny. So then, you know, I'm on the way home, and I'm worried. Like I think maybe Caitlin's gonna be home. And then I open the garage door, and the fucking car's in the garage. But it turns out she had gone to like a pig roast on Sunday, and somebody had picked her up for it. Oh. So I was like trying to be all sneaky, you know, sneaky Pete, bringing it in. And then turns out nobody was home, and I got to like have a moment, whatever. And then Monday comes around, and you know, I had talked to Caitlin's mom on Sunday and just said like, hey, you know, I have it now, so like I'm ready for you. Caitlin wanted to get her nails done beforehand. For the pictures of the hands or whatever. And then I told her, Mom, you know, I think I'm ready for you to do the nails thing. And she's like, you know, we don't have to do the nails thing, right? And I'm like, well, it's the one thing she asked. You know, like we could do that. And she's like, yeah, but then she's going to know. So like, why? I was like, you got a point. And she's like, and truthfully, like, she's not going to say no because she doesn't have her nails done. You know, like she's going to say yes. You're going to be just fine. I'm like, all right, thank you. So I texted her on Monday morning, and I just said, hey, are you available tonight by chance? And she was like, oh, wow. All right. Didn't take long, huh? And so I was like, yeah, we're doing this. So I set up with her and Caitlin's sister for them to arrive at our house at 7:30.
Okay.
On Monday night, right? And I text my mom, and I say, okay, I've got Caitlin's mom and Caitlin's sister coming to our house at 7:30. And my mom is like, perfect. We'll all be there. Excellent. So my mom says, is there anything I can bring? I said, Caitlin's mom's going to bring champagne, so why don't you bring dessert? Okay. So 25 minutes later, I get a text from my mom that's sent to the group chat that has me and Caitlin in it. And it says white chocolate or whatever, or ice cream treats or something. And Caitlin, being Caitlin, responds and says, I don't know that there's a wrong answer to this question, which should be like clue one that you're not texting the right group, And my mom responded to Caitlin and said, okay, And so I'm like shitting my pants at this point. I'm like, so I like go over to text my mom individually, and I'm like, all caps, like, Mom, stop texting now, And then she goes back over to the Caitlin and me conversation and says like brings up I can't find any like dairy-free option. I'm having trouble finding dairy-free options. So if you could talk to, like, clearly meaning to only text me, if you could talk to Caitlin's mom to figure out what kind of, and I go back to text my mom, and I was like, Mom, seriously, stop. Right. And then I think it all clicked for her. And so I don't know if I couldn't tell, and I don't know. I don't want to ask her about it. She was so embarrassed. She felt so bad.
Quick side note. I was on the phone with you.
Yeah, that's right.
Initial text, and the sound in your voice, because I could tell you sounded further away.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit. My mom just texted, and you told the story.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, definitely hang up on me and call your mom so that she doesn't keep doing that.
Right. And so my mom texts me and Caitlin again and says, oh shit, with 7 exclamation marks. And then immediately Caitlin's texting me, and she's like, was I supposed to invite my mom and sister to family dinner on Sunday? Like all this, it's just.
Did you do the thing that I recommended?
What?
I said, reply back to the group text and say, no, Mom, that's Thursday night. And make it seem, and then you could have texted Caitlin and been like, sorry, I meant to tell you my mom and dad are coming over Thursday.
Well, and that's like, so we already had family dinner planned for Sunday.
Oh.
And so we just leaned into the family dinner thing.
Okay,
right?
okay.
All good, right? Everything's fine at this point. Everything's been calmed down. I've been talking with Caitlin's mom. She's talking Caitlin off the edge. All good. Everything's fine. At this point, Caitlin thinks we're having a surprise dinner on Sunday. So Caitlin thinks, for sure in her brain, that I'm asking her to marry me on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the only reason we would have a fucking both families together surprise dinner, right?
Right.
So she's got to be thinking that. And in my mind, I'm like, good. Think that, because you're wrong still. It's still going to be a surprise tonight, right? Then it hits me. I had already texted Caitlin and said, hey, can we go for a walk tonight at 7? Okay. So she knows I don't really exercise, and I'm not going for a walk because I want to. So now I'm thinking like, okay, how am I going to like justify this walk when she comes home?
That's so funny. Why did you text her ahead of time for the walk?
Well, because I had already confirmed with everyone else.
Right, but you guys live together.
Right. So what I didn't want to happen was for her to come home, take her work clothes off, get comfy cozy, and have other plans. She is the queen of making plans and making plans and making plans.
Okay, I gotcha.
And so I needed to throw something on her schedule so that she knew, okay, this is what we're doing tonight. And I was making up excuses like, I'm having a weird day at work. I really would like to walk things off. I want to get some fresh air. It's the only night of the week that I know for a fact is going to be beautiful. And then she's like, well, Wednesday will be. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to cancel on Chris.
Oh, I gotcha.
Mostly because I didn't want to cancel on you and go for a walk because then she knows something's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, me and Chris canceled tonight. We're going to go for a walk. She's like, yeah, okay. It's like that can't all happen at once. It has to be like, oh, Chris and I canceled on Tuesday and now Wednesday is open. Hey, do you want to go for a walk tonight? But I wasn't going to do that.
I gotcha.
So anyway, so she comes home and she's like really hangry, like real hangry, super crabby. Not thrilled with me. Traffic took her. It took her an hour to get home with traffic. She was super pissed off about that. She's really hungry, so she makes some food. It's like 6:05, 6:10, something like that. And I'm like, don't eat too much because we got to walk, And she's like, we're going at 7:30. And I was like, actually, we're going at 7. She's like, in the text you said, can we go for a walk between 7 and 7:30? And I was like, yeah, we're going at 7. Walk goes till 7:30. You know what I mean? Like, what? She's like not having it. She's like, it's a half hour. What does it matter? And I'm like, it doesn't. I want to go at 7. So she eats her food and then immediately is no longer crabby, right?
Okay.
But now she's like getting all like, I can't believe you didn't tell me about Sunday. What are you keeping? What are you keeping from me? Like you're acting all weird. You keep changing your story about why you want to go on this walk. And she's like, I can tell she's super anxious and is not thrilled with me at all. She finishes eating at like 6:20. She's like, do you want to just go for the walk now? I'm like, no, we're going at 7. She's like, why can't we just go now? It's a walk. Who cares when it is? And I was like, I cares when it is. We're going at 7, And I'm like trying to text you and be like, hey man, 7 o'clock would be really great. Like, let's really be on the nuts there with the 7 o'clock. So it's like 6:35, 6:40, something at this point. And she's like not thrilled with me. She's like got all of her walking stuff on. She's already gone outside and it's like weed whipping, like she's pulling weeds and shit. Like I think mostly just trying to occupy herself because she's frustrated with me. And I took like a fake 20-minute shit. I'm just like in the bathroom sweating, heart is pounding because I'm like in 20 fucking minutes I'm asking this girl to marry me, and she's like pissed at me right now. Not a great start, and so I like I'm like knees weak, palms are sweaty, vomit on my spaghetti is mom's shitty.
Dad's Eugene Levy.
Really? I don't know how he talks, but it just seems like something. Anyway, so then I like go into the spare bedroom, which is where like all my clothes are, and I like put shorts on, thinking like, all right, like some loose fitting shorts will be fine for this. It's because I got to put the fucking ring in my pocket.
Yeah.
I don't have loose fitting shorts. I got fucking thunder thighs, man. Everything shows in my pockets. So now I'm like, fuck me. Like, I don't have it. I can't wear sweats, and I'm certainly not wearing gym shorts because I look like a dank in gym shorts. And I don't want to wear sweats because, like, that just, we're going for a walk. Like, the walk comes first,
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, whatever, bite the bullet. You're going to be fine. So I, like, put the ring in my pocket, and I go outside, and I'm like, you ready to do this thing? And she's like, yeah, yep, I'm ready. And then she, like, gets on her bike. And I'm like, God damn it. So she got foot reconstruction surgery last year. So, like, walking is a bitch for her.
Yeah.
And her foot's not fully healed. And she has an easier time biking. But, like, I'm about to take the slowest walk of my life. And she's not having it. The whole walk. She's like, can you go any faster? Like, honest to God, why don't you just crawl instead? Like, just giving me shit the whole way. Whole walk. She's like, this is not a walk. Like, I thought you wanted to exercise. I'm not having fun. Like, she is not thrilled. Very, very pissed at me. And I'm like, no, I just want to take a leisurely walk. And she's like, do you want to go to the blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, no, we're going to this fucking park. for sure, because I want to see the park. Why do you want to see the park? It just fucking, because I want to. And you said it's a pretty place. Who cares? Like, why don't we just go over here? It's like, you don't even want to be on this walk anyway. And I'm like, losing it. So I look at her and I'm just like, I'm going to need you to not right now. Just stop with the questions and the anxiety. Let it go. Enjoy the walk, you know? And it got a little bit better as we come to the park, you know? And we come over the little bridge thing. And immediately I'm like, I see the bench, you know? And I'm like, all right, I want to sit down on this bench and just rest for a bit. She's like, rest? You haven't even been exercising. I'm like, pick different words, Alex. You fucking idiot. And then I'm like, come on, let's go sit down. She's like, I want to show you stuff. And I was like, sure, what do you want to show me? And she's like, there's an otter on a bike here. Like a statue of an otter on a bike.
Oh, the metal. Yep.
And I was like, cool. Can we go sit down on this bench, please? And she's like, there's a million benches. Why do we have to sit on that one? And I was like, I'll fucking kill you right now. Like, God damn it. Just like every single thing I brought up, it was just like, no, I don't want to, you know. And I think all of it is like defiance and anxiety. You know, it's like she wants some control and I'm giving her no control over anything that's going on. And it's not that she's a super controlling person. She just likes to have an idea of what the fuck's going on. And she has no idea what's going on. So she's trying to nab control from wherever she can.
Yeah.
And so to do that, she's like trying to control the conversation by just kind of being shitty, you know? Is I think like psychologically how that was going.
I gotcha.
So then we like sit on the bench and, you know, like I'm like, it's a beautiful night, you know? Like making small talk.
Yeah.
And I'm horrible at that. So I'm like, yeah, it really is a pretty night. And look at that creek, huh? It's a lot of water probably goes through there every year, you know? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, hey, so I want to talk to you about something. And she's like, oh my God, a deer. Like, fucking A. Sun's going to set before I get this fucking question off. So I'm like, yep, there's a deer. And she's like pointing at, look, I mean, it's right there. I'm like, yeah, cool. Awesome. Happy to hear it. Deer are cool. And then she, you know, she's looking all over the place. And then she like looks over and I see you immediately, you know, I can like see your feet and your knees. And she looks at me and she's like got her feet up on the bench. You know, she's sitting like crisscross applesauce and she looks at me and she's like, should I say hi to Chris? And I looked at her and I was like, this is the most serious I got like all night. And I was like, Caitlin, will you let me just have this one? Just let me have one. Nothing has gone right tonight. I just want one. And she's like, okay, fine. And then I'm like, all right. So then, like, you know, you're my best friend. And I go through the whole thing. And then she starts like sort of tearing up. And I'm like, all right, she knows what's happening. And then I hop down on the knee, show her the ring. And she was like genuinely surprised by the ring, I think. She liked it a lot, you know. And then you come walking over after the whole chit-chat thing. And you're like,
well, the way that you got me to come over, though.
What did I say?
You just went, hey, Topher.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Topher. So you came walking over and you had like, I could see on your face, you were like, I don't know if that went super great. Not like the question. It was the whole scenario.
Yes.
And I could see that on your face. And so I wanted to just like, I mean, you're my best friend, you know? So I wanted to be like, fucking huge best friend points here, dude. Like, you crushed it today. You literally, like, changed your schedule. You packed up all your shit. You drove here early. You crawled through fucking mud and had spiders in your hair. You took pictures of the most important moment of my life thus far. You know, it's like you went so far above and beyond, and I just wanted you to be able to, like, accept that in that moment. Like, that you had really done a nice, kind, very thoughtful, friendly and an important thing for me, you know, and you just did it at the drop of a hat. It was so awesome. It's like there are a short list of people in my life that I would trust to do that thing, to be able to go that far, you know, and you did it without any questions.
Yeah. I
just told you, you know, I was like, hey, can you be available tonight? And you were like, Kim and I are recording. And I was like, all right, like what time? And you're like, when she gets home from work. And I was like, are you available to take pictures And you were like, I can be available. And then immediately it was just like, what can I do? How can I fuck? You need to get fucking polished off because I will suck your dick, man. And I'm like, dude, I mean, it was just so awesome.
Well, I'll suck anybody's dick. So
I know you will, but you just got a craving. So then, you come over and you're like, did you...
I said, did I ruin it?
Yeah. And I was like, of course not. You didn't ruin anything, And then you were like, did you see me? Did you guys see me? And Caitlin's like, yeah, I did.
No. See, Caitlin did the thing. She does this very sweet...
Yeah, where she's like...
It's this smile of like... Mm-mm.
Yeah, which is her... I don't mean that in a bad way towards her, but it's almost worse. Just like, come on, say like, yeah, we saw you. But
yeah.
But what I wanted her to say was like, nope, definitely didn't have any idea, And that could have been our little secret. But she just like, she had to be like, no, I didn't see you, And I was like, let him have this, He went so hard for this. Like, I was like, whatever. So then after that,
can I tell my little blip?
Oh, yeah, please.
So, at one point, so I get there and I had told you that I was like, dude, the way that creek is, there's this house across the creek.
Right.
And there's usually a shit ton of bush.
Right.
Like it's thick.
Yeah.
Like they need Manscaped now.
So glad you said that. I was going to say that.
So I get there early and it's like see-through. There's nothing.
Yeah,
I was like, shit.
Yeah, they cleared that bitch out, eh?
So I'm like, what? Okay, so I'm going to have to hide under the bridge.
Yeah.
And wait till I hear them and then crawl up and kind of like be like laying on the side of the hill.
Yeah, and you went fucking balls deep in that shit, dude. So
I at one point I was like, maybe it's kind of taken a while. I wasn't sure. Because we were supposed to text again, but you said that Caitlin was like...
Yeah, she kept being like, why do you have your phone out? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just texting Chris. Why are you texting Chris? Like, I don't know. He's my best friend. We're exchanging pictures of our penises. Is that good enough? Please stop asking.
So I was waiting for the ding on my phone and I didn't hear it. And I was like, well, maybe something happened. And so I like peek up and there's a family coming and I have my
camera. And they were all just like...
with the stereotypical like pedo lens. This behemoth of a lens.
So funny.
And so like the kids don't like they either don't notice me or they just don't care.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what any of that means. But the mom gave me like a brow of like, and just kind of kept the kids closer. Like that. It's the way that like Kim and I, when we walk by homeless people in New York, we just keep the kids a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And then a bike went over the bridge and I didn't hear it. And I was like, oh, fuck. If they're on bikes, I'm not going to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to hope that they're talking.
Yeah.
And luckily, you guys just so happen to be exchanging words like right at the spot where I was like, I need to go around. Shit's falling on me. It's gross. It's yucky. I'm being bit by bugs. And then, so I'm like, okay, cool. But then I see Caitlin and it looked like she had spotted me and I could have sworn I heard like, is there something over there? Like I couldn't tell if that's what I had heard or not. And so I like extra laid down and I was like, I can't even crouch. So I like rested my camera up on the
concrete
pillar.
Yeah.
It was shooting it like that because I couldn't get the screen to flip down for some reason. It was like I couldn't finagle it to get down. So I'm like, you are a professional. You are going to get clear photos. So I'm doing that. And it's kind of quiet for a second. I take an extra picture and it looks like you're still sitting down. So I was like, okay. For a split, I heard a laugh. And I was like, did he fake propose to her like Jim and Pam style? and I'm like, fuck, there's going to be a second Neil. So I'm like still like sliding myself up the hill and like trying to like getting ready for what I think is going to be this.
Round 2, yeah.
Yeah. And I even thought I saw you like point away like nonchalantly with your finger. I was like, okay, definitely he did a fake out. And because I was like, we're comedians. Of course we would do this. and then, yeah, when you finally said Topher was when I was like, okay, so he did propose.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. So then we're on the sidewalk, like, you know, having our jubilee, you know, like it's just a nice little moment. And she's like facing the road and you and I are facing her. So we're like in between her and the road, you know? And she's like, oh my God, it's my mom and sister. Like,
oh my God, I totally didn't just see my mom and sister drive by.
yeah. And I was like, one fucking thing, just one. I just want one to go right, you know? But then I just had to laugh. And we're on our way back to the house and I'm giggling and she's giggling and she's like,
right before you left, she goes, is Chris coming over?
And I was like, absolutely not. Nobody's coming over.
Yeah, we looked at each other like with that look of like, she knows.
Yeah, for sure.
Something more is happening.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and I was like, fuck, dude. But it was also like, I blame no one, you know, in the whole sitch. Nobody did anything wrong. It just so happened that things didn't go as planned, you know? But it was still a wonderful moment and a beautiful evening. And like we got to share laughs and company. And then afterwards, we got to like cuddle on the couch a little bit. And like we just had powerful moments like together, you know? And I fucking slept like an angel for the first time in like 3 weeks.
I didn't know angels even sleep.
Oh, they do.
Wow.
Yeah. 4 fingers in butt.
4?
Yeah. They just
Which 4?
They just go full blown seal fin right up their keister. And that's their off button.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're just like and then in the morning, some white knight on a horse with a jousting stick just goes past all the angels and just loops the jousting stick through all their arms to pull them out of their asses. Oh, all right. Time to go work some miracles. Good night of sleep, everybody. How'd you sleep, Devin?
Awful.
It was horrible. Devin, did you sleep to Good Charlotte again? Come on. I don't know. I was just thinking.
I don't ever wanna. I don't ever wanna. You. I don't want to be just like you.
Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, it was just I don't know. We had some really good moments and I slept like a fucking baby because I hadn't slept in weeks. And I was just stressed about everything. And Kate like went and bought me a fucking weighted blanket, bro. Weighted blankets though.
You sleep with Andrew Witzel too?
Yeah. No, dude, seriously though, weighted blankets are fucking sweet. Get one.
I mean, I hate blankets. I hate to be anti-mattress, but
nice. No, go fuck yourself. Okay, yeah, that was really good. That was funny. Keep going.
But yeah, I don't know. Blankets, they're fine.
So the thing with the weighted blanket that I thought I was gonna hate is how hot I get with it, and I don't at all because it's a completely different experience. Like I'll sleep with one blanket or no blankets. Okay. Usually, because I get too warm. My fucking bag is just like it's a radiating heat. So I'm like, I got to get this puppy out in the open air, and then I got to move the feet out into the open air because they're equally hot. And then like my ears get really hot, and I'm like, this is just too much. So I'll sleep on top of the covers, and just like kind of curl up. And over the course of the evening, I just become more and more fetal until I'm basically in an egg, and then I sleep just fine. But the weighted blanket just completely. It's so weird. Like I was drenched in sweat last night.
Aren't you worried about all that lead?
I don't think there's lead in there, man. I don't think that's what they put in there.
How else would they weigh you down?
I don't think. I mean, rice weighs.
Do you think the that they fill the blankets with college kids' nightmares
because they're so heavy.
Yeah,
I thought maybe they just put NoFX albums in there.
Ooh, Slipknot.
Yeah, Slipknot's not as heavy as they want to be. Just kidding.
How dare you?
I mean, they're heavy. They're just not.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, sure. That makes more sense.
Yeah. It's so metal, though. Dude, I love when people say so metal about things that like are not so metal. I think that's I'm more of a like your family's or Kim's family's the one-liners, right?
Yeah.
I'm the ironic like tag guy. That shit kills me. Like when if you watch like a kid like punch another kid on a park or at a park or whatever, you know, like when you're like in the bushes with your camera and like you see
sure.
Yeah, and then you and your buddy like stop, you know, what you're doing with your hands and you're like, that's so metal.
Yeah.
Okay, but seriously, I do love when people. It's so funny to me. That's one of my favorite ones. God, it's fucking metal, dude. It's like not metal at all. God, it's the best.
I used to when I was skating.
Which one? The aggro.
When I was aggressive inlining. Well, when I was skating or snowboarding, I would do it for both of them. Okay. I started doing this thing where, like, if I could tell that a trick wasn't panning out, I would go, "Oh, awesome!"
Yeah. Oh, dude. All right. Yeah, I got to show you some. This is one of the things I wanted to talk about.
If it's not a guy shitting out his balls, I just don't know.
No, it's okay. So what I'm trying to show you is this video of this professional. Wow.
Does it smell like
golfer.
burnt toast in here?
Don't joke about that. I constantly worry about having a fucking heart attack.
It's a stroke.
Is
the burnt toast.
Oh. So, all right. Yeah, here we go. So, this old professional golfer, right? His name's Woody Austin. Yeah, I know.
He was destined to do nothing but golf.
Yeah. So he's got probably the best, like, I fucked up, but I'm going to respond unaccordingly response in all of sports history. Watch this. It's just a clip of a bunch of them. So he, like, will miss putts, or, like, back in the day, he would miss putts, and then he would, like, aggressively fist pump after him. So funny.
Dude, that's hilarious.
I know. It's brilliant. It goes right in line with what you were saying. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's Woody Austin awesoming. So the other thing I wanted to show you, God damn, what did I say on Instagram? I have an Instagram video for you to watch today.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely hilarious.
Okay.
One of the funniest things. I was crying laughing this morning.
Okay, make sure you set it up. Really, really, really high expectations.
You ready?
Here's me. I'm gonna not laugh at it.
Really, really high expectations. This is the best TikTok I've ever seen.
Okay.
Here we go.
Could you toast it a little bit more than that? Double toasted or just a little bit more? Could you toast it a little bit more than that? Yeah. Could you toast it more than that?
Yeah. Just let me know when you want to go. You like it extra crispy, huh?
Oh, I like it black.
You like it black?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could I get it more toasted than that?
More toasted?
Yeah.
Okay. Got the fire department on speed dial, right? God damn. Bro. You want more toasted?
Could you toast it?
You want it toasted?
Yeah, I'll take some mayonnaise.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you.
Oh, so funny. So you're trying so hard not to laugh.
He almost got me at the bro.
When he's like, you want more toast? And the guy's like, yeah, could you? And the guy's like, you want more toast? And he's like, can't even handle it. Oh God.
Make sure, like, tag me in that so I can find it later and all.
Yeah,
that
for
way
sure.
People can see it.
God damn it.
I've been trying to figure out like my heart is so open to laughing at everything.
Yeah.
That I'm like, can I not laugh?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Brie Austin about it.
Is that a porn star?
No, it's a cheese.
Brie Austin.
Stone Cold Brie Austin.
That's funny as hell. Well done.
You said you had a premise this week.
Yeah, I actually do have a premise. It goes with what some you were like sort of talking about earlier. So that's why
Let's get it.
So, all right. It seems like the same, like, and okay, so there's like people who are homophobic or people who are like anti-gay that have like religious reasons or whatever, but they're not like actively like shitty people about it.
Right.
know? There are like, and I'm not saying that it's not shitty to like believe that people are abominations of God, you know, like that's shitty. Well, what I'm saying is like, but there are people who are like actively homophobic and shitty, and like it always seems to be like the bro dudes that like wear the like teal polo shirts and like khaki shorts and like fucking puka shell necklaces, you know, and they're all like, dude, fucking gay dudes they're so gay, dude. You know, and you're like, good one, Jeremy, you know. But they're also the first guy to like, they go to a friend's house and there's like 6 of their best friends there, and they're walking, they're like, who wants to see my fucking dick, boys? You know, who needs a fucking hand job right now? Daddy's giving up free ones. You know what I mean? But like, if a gay guy said like that you look handsome, you know, like they would shit their fucking khakis, you know. But like, you're the first guy to like 5 minutes before the club, you know, on a Saturday night, you're going to walk up to your best friend and offer to polish him off so that he doesn't get too weird in front of the girls so you can take some home and get some tail. Yeah. And you're like, it's like no gay man ever has said anything as gay to me as those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
That's the fucking pillar to build on, dude. Is
right.
No gay person has ever said something as gay to me as I have to my closest friends.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So maybe not even about the.
But then that,
and then I can tie into the
that.
like the homophobia thing after, which is like why it doesn't make sense to me.
That is such a good dude.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Thank you. Because like that's like we have several like mutual friends that are gay, particularly like comics that we know.
Yeah.
Like Queen Dontrell. Dontrell is a very gay man. You know?
I could do an entire podcast just about his ass.
Yeah, dude, he's got a dumper on him.
God, what a slammer!
Yeah,
he would have been the most popular Rugrat in Rugrats.
Oh, for sure. Well, you know what? He's got a. You ready for this? He's got a Pixar mom ass. He does, dude. He's got a shitter.
He's got Jimmy Neutron mom.
Yes, dude.
Oh fuck.
But
that's
anyway,
funny.
so Dontrell, who is like very effeminate, very open to say like that man is a smoke show, and will tell you that, you know, like more than once, like a guy's walked by at a club or something that we're at, and it'll be like me, him, and Caitlin talking, and he's like, "Ooh, honey," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, Dontrell." All that to say, Dontrell's never been like, "Hey man, I brought some Vaseline. You want a hand job here in the middle of the fucking," you know what I mean? Ever. But like, I have legitimately told my said to friends like, any one of you can fuck my ass right now. You know, and it's like, what? You know, it's like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It's like straight guys say more aggressive gay shit than gay guys.
Hands down.
And they're the same guys that are like,
unless you're Riley Cosgrove.
Yeah, but I don't even know if he says like aggressively gay shit. He just says aggressively.
You clearly aren't as close to him as the rest of us are. So
aggressively mean stuff. He is.
I'm going to have to cut this out, but.
Oh, no. I was behind him. and he's like, selfie. And then he's like, grab my hips. And he like bends over and like takes the, I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, it was so funny. But yeah, I don't know. That whole premise to me, I feel like it has some legs. Just because, like, I don't know. That always pissed me off.
That's really funny.
Like the dude, and I don't like using this word, but like I feel like it will actually enhance the joke to use the word.
Mm-hmm.
But like the same guy that will call you for wearing thong sandals is going to offer to blow his friend in the bathroom at the bar 5 minutes from now.
Anybody that does trade work will on the job do the most gay stuff, pretending that a tape measure is a dick and sticking it in their friend's butt.
Yeah.
Like all of these things.
And that's not to say everybody that does a trade job is a homophobe. Let's be clear.
No. You just...
Every one of them?
All of them.
All contractors?
They're all gay.
I don't know about that.
Everyone. I'm going to splash so many photos of gay construction workers.
Okay, yeah, you could take as many pictures from the Village People's catalog as you want. Dude, the Village People kick ass.
They do kick ass.
I remember when I was a kid, and I was like, I loved the Village People, Macho Man, YMCA. Those were like bangers back in the day, you know, and I was like singing one of them. And somebody mentioned that they were gay, right? And it like, I didn't know what that was, but I shouldn't say I knew what it was. I didn't attribute gay to things, you know. I didn't have like that.
Oh, right.
That like part of where I'm like, oh, those men that, you know, are dressing that way, and are actively like having sex with other men are gay. You know,
you hadn't seen a man in denim overalls yet.
I maybe had, but it was
a man, or
it was like less ironically. You know, it was like he wore them because he needed them out on the fields.
Do you have a shirt on underneath though?
Yeah, like a plaid shirt
that doesn't count.
Top two buttons were undone, and you know, and he had like a hat that said Bass Pro Shops on it. And, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah. So I had never, you know, and it just blew my mind. I was like, really? The Village People are gay? Huh? I would have never guessed. And they're like, you would have never guessed.
You know what the biggest shock to me was? Was when I found out that Freddie Mercury was gay. Because fat bottom girls.
Yeah.
They make the rock and world go round.
Yeah. And so you think in your brain like, oh, he's talking about girls with big booties that he likes.
Talks about his naughty nanny.
Yeah.
I was like,
he's not talking. He's talking about the women that raised him and their big butts.
It's true.
Yeah. You know, Freddie, I think, did have sex with women, though, too. Well, I don't know that he was bisexual. He may have been bisexual.
Maybe.
But he was.
I don't know.
It was like the Elton thing. Like, I think maybe he just had sex with so many women, and it just didn't float his boat, you know? And it was just like, he just did it because he was like a lot of sexual proclivity back in that time. And people were pretty much throwing it at him, you know?
Yeah.
And guys are willing to stick their dick in a bag of lotion, you know, to pretend it's whatever they want to pretend it is, just to have a good time.
A salmon.
Yeah. So if they're getting free intercourse, I mean,
right, raw meat in a microwave for 30 seconds,
whether
no
you're
longer.
super attracted to it or not, if you're very horny and doing blow and heroin at the same time, like a vagina might feel like an asshole when you're on a speedball. You know, who knows?
Wow.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
it's a thought provoking.
Although it may feel closer to a mouth, you know.
A mouse?
A mouth?
Oh.
You know, like if you really love getting blown by dudes, and you're like.
Speaking of getting blown by dudes, back to your premise thing.
Yeah. You got it.
Wow. No. Dontrell. Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
Speaking of getting blown by dudes,
Dontrell. Massive aneurysm just then. So when we did that house party podcast, filming for that Grey Duke.
Yeah.
Right before we stopped recording, Robert was going to say something really nice, and I was like, "Don't you do it? I'm going to kiss you right on the mouth." He was like, "Do it." And I was like, "I'm going to do it." And we're two straight dudes.
Yeah.
I smooched him right on the mouth. No hesitation.
No hesitation. Wow. But you know what? There's probably a lot of anticipation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that night, Kiss Clifton on the mouth.
Yeah.
Kiss Dontrell on the mouth.
Yeah.
But at no point did Dontrell go, hey, what the fuck, guys?
Right.
You're all smacking faces together. How come I'm not getting into
Yeah.
that? I threw it at Dontrell.
Hey, guys, I want to kiss too, but here's a thought. What if somebody kisses my cock? No, none of that. Because
yeah, there was a lot of that going around that night.
a lot of kissing and kissing and kissing.
I did it dad style, though, where I grab both the cheeks and I go, mwah, and
Yeah, right.
go brush your teeth. I said that to all
I
of them.
love you. I love you. Go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to try and do this.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to remember how I was. I think if I just start saying it, maybe I'll remember. But I had this idea of, and it actually goes in with what you were talking about. Premise is like, I'm in line and I'm wearing a Vikings jersey.
Okay.
And it has some, I don't know, it has Scottie Pippen on the back. And some guy's like, hey, Scottie Pippen, I love soccer too. And I'm like, oh, I actually don't watch baseball. And okay, so guy says,
all that was
who's like Culpepper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, do it that way though.
And then be like, obviously I watch a lot of sports ball. Something
No,
like,
don't say sports ball. That's
no sports ball?
so played out. It's way more funny for you to say I'm wearing a Vikings jersey. It's got Michael Jordan on the back. Person's like, hey man, is that Michael Jordan? God, I love soccer. And you're like, I don't even watch baseball. All that is really funny.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming what's to follow this is something related to how sports are dumb.
No, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then just finish that because all that was funny.
So the interaction is going to be,
Dante Culpepper,
yada yada, and I'm like, I don't actually. I'm going to have to find a football player that I don't know, that I actually have no idea who they
Troy
are.
Polamalu.
Perfect.
Okay.
So I got Troy Polamalu. Palmoil?
Polamalu. Yeah.
All right.
Troy Polamalu. Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Troy Polamalu played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Try again.
Troy Polamalu played for the Anyways.
Is it because I'm holding the guitar pick?
Maybe. So he's like, oh, I love Troy Polamalu. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He went 50 yards last Sunday.
Sure. I mean, you could say that, but.
And again, I love sports. And I'm like, oh, this is my wife's jersey. And he's like, that's a men's jersey. And I go, no, it's my wife's jersey. And I'm trying to remember because I had this interaction where I flip it on him, where he's like, no, that's a man's shirt.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, my wife bought this shirt. It is now my wife's shirt. And these are also my wife's underwear. Why don't you back up? Something like I'm trying to
because she purchased it. It's hers.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard Eddie Izzard talk about like the fact that he cross dresses.
Yeah.
There's an interview where somebody's like, so you like to wear women's clothes? And he goes, no, I like to wear my clothes.
Okay.
So it's like that whole
kind
thing.
of on that line of thinking. I get what you're saying. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like if you flush it out a little bit more, I could maybe have some input. I just don't know like where you want to take it.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to bring it
I don't want to direct your brain in a certain way,
But so the way I want to bring it to like we have this, I'm being stubborn because like, yeah, I know it's technically a male size jersey.
So you're turning the society's definition of what men and women's clothes are on its head by saying, no, a woman bought this, so it's a woman's shirt.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's but I get what he's saying, and I'm just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what I was going to do. Oh, I knew if I just kept trying to say it. Wife's jersey, my thong. And then I pull up these lacy panties that are clearly women's panties, but because I bought them, they are mine.
Okay.
They are there. They are now dad's panties.
Okay. Yeah. See. Okay. I like that, but I feel like if you like explain that you're turning things on its head, like your perspective of it. You know, you don't have to be like, I'm turning gendered clothing right on its head in this joke. You know what I mean? Like in your interaction with this person, you say like, yeah, you know what? Like just because this shirt was found in the men's section, my wife bought this shirt. It's a woman's shirt. She purchased it. You know, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. However you want to say that, right?
And this guy's so clearly homophobic that he doesn't even wipe his ass too many times.
It would be sexist or whatever, you know?
Oh, sure.
So what I was saying is like, you say that, and then you're like, and I thought to myself, man, I told him. And then I turned around and hiked my pants up because my thong was really riding up that day. Or because my wife's thong was, whatever.
If that concept upset him, I can only imagine what he would have said if he would have seen the lacy panties that I had on.
Yeah.
Like in that regard.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. If my camel toe wasn't so pronounced.
If I didn't have such a furry moose knuckle right now, I would beat your ass.
Moose knuckle always throws me off because do you have to be 12 feet tall for it to be considered a moose knuckle?
Well, I thought a moose knuckle was a guy thing.
Oh, is it a guy thing?
Yeah, it's like when the line splits your balls.
Splits your fupa.
Yeah, no.
Fupa balls.
I mean,
I play fupa ball.
Dude, okay, side note, that has nothing to do with this, but this is so mean, but I don't care. So there's this bitch in my math class.
Okay.
She always used to like call me out for not being as smart as her in math, in like high performance math class, whatever. I took HP math, and it was kicking my ass. I was terrible at math, but I was like, I tested to the level that they were like, all right, this is the math you're taking, and I'm like, I'm fucking not good at math. My brain doesn't work like that. I have fucking ADHD.
Yeah.
You know, and this girl would just give me shit all the time. Like, what did you get on the test? I'm like, a C. She's like, really good job. And then, you know, like just
really?
Yeah, just a bitch, right? And she was a big girl. So I called her Supa Fupa. And then this guy who I didn't like, that was also very much like trying to get in with her, and then would turn on me to be like, yeah, it was fucking weird. I was getting bullied by the dorkier kids.
I was going to say,
these fucking nerds are like trying to, no, anyway. So like,
did you go to school with Zac Efron? Because sounds like a Disney show.
Yeah. Well, so I get what you're saying from Hairspray. Isn't that what you mean?
Hairspray?
Isn't that the movie that Zac Efron like falls in love with the girl who's, oh, anyway.
Isn't that movie about Scientology?
No. Anyway, so he like started hitting on her all the time. Like not hitting on her, like
pursuing.
You weren't old. We weren't old enough to hit on girls. So
sure,
he was, you know. And then we started calling him the Fupa Troopa.
The Fupa Troopa. Wow.
Yeah. So as we had. Yeah.
When I was younger, this girl, Liz Corona.
People don't use her name.
No. This is a positive thing.
Oh, okay.
So, she was like very conscious of her weight.
Okay.
And at one point, she's such a nice lady. She had called herself fat.
Okay.
And I said, no, you have fun. Fat is what mean bad people have. And I'm like paraphrasing. I can't remember exactly how I said it, but like suffice it to say, shitty people are fat. Overweight people are fun.
Okay.
And I had forgotten about it, and I saw her like 10 years later, and she was like, I don't know if you remember this, but you told me that, and that stuck with me all these years.
Oh.
I was like, fuck.
Man, that's awesome.
And I called Kim, and I was like, hey, I'm going to put it in your butt. And she was like, well, why? I was like, because I'm the greatest person in the world.
Yeah.
And I deserve this.
I changed a woman's life 10 years ago. That's something to be proud of. That was really kind.
Yeah.
And I bet it felt great.
But that's the thing
to be validated for being a good person, because you're not really a good person until people tell you you are.
That's true. But you think about that, like with people who are overweight, right?
Yes.
You don't really, it's not something you focus on. Like with comics, it's a little different because we fucking make fun of each other. But
for sure,
anybody who's overweight, I don't consciously think like,
not like, oh, that person's fat. Yeah. Me either.
But when shitty people, who are overweight, come at you,
fat ass. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that.
I was in the mall. I forget if I've told you this story before, where I yelled at a lady.
I don't know.
Okay, so
she touch your kids.
Skinny white lady with a shopping cart full of children who were unbelievably adorable.
Okay.
They were being cute to each other.
Yeah.
And so she's pushing this shopping cart full of kids. Fucking adorable. The kid did something that made me smile.
Yeah.
And this lady's fat friend behind her goes, "The fuck you looking at?" I was like, "What?" I was looking at the cute kids. She's got cute kids. And she continues to yell at me even though we're walking in different directions. And I said, "Why don't you go jump on a treadmill, you fat cunt?" Like full volume.
Wow.
It's like, dude, so you shitty person.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you fat.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because your fat isn't what defines you. It's your personality that defines you.
Yeah.
But when you're shitty, people use what they see as ammunition to
especially
tell you.
If I don't know you.
Right.
How could
like people have called me out and said things to me, like if I'm in an argumentative tone, and they've said like better be careful,
Big Dick Petra.
Better be careful with that hammer, you fucking loser. No, like people make fun of me for being skinny. Call me a skinny bitch, or like don't get lost in a cornfield, or like okay, it's like shit like that.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Who the fuck said that to you?
I don't know, some fucking hick.
Obviously.
Yeah. Fuck Hicks, by the way. Jeez, man.
Yeah. See, and that's another thing. Is hick is associated with like lower educated, ignorant.
Hey, here's a question for all you hicks out there. And I'm calling you hicks because there's a very specific type of person that I'm going to call a hick.
Hey, you guys pregnant? Because Braxton Hicks, dude.
That's pretty good. Okay. So the defining characteristic that I would say makes you or does not make you a hick is if you are living in the North and you have a Confederate flag on your truck. Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, God. COVID, sorry.
And if you mention heritage at any point in me asking you why you have a Confederate flag, double go fuck yourself. Honestly, sit on a fire hydrant. You fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Heritage? Did your family fight for the South and then move up to the North? Because no, they didn't. Absolutely not. If you think it's about personal freedom, that you mean the personal freedom of the literal traitors who tried to secede from the Union? I heard somebody one time say it's the most American thing they've ever heard of.
To try to secede?
The Confederacy.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not giving you a ton of room on this one, but elaborate, please, because I need to know what you mean. And they're like, dude, it's like just what we did with Britain, dude. You just get out when it gets bad.
Okay.
I'm like, but what? But the North wasn't bad.
Yeah.
The South was bad.
Yeah.
So, dude, if you live anywhere nowadays and you're driving around with a Confederate flag, drive yourself off a cliff.
Dude, I saw, those Don't Tread on Me.
Yeah, the snake.
Yeah, I saw one that actually made me smile.
Okay.
It was like
Was it the poop emoji?
No. It was a poorly drawn snake, and underneath it said, "Don't step on snack."
That's so funny.
And it spelled it wrong too. Don't step
snack,
on SNEK.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it was very funny.
All right.
With the whole Confederate thing.
Yeah.
Right? When people try to say it's history. And I'm like, okay, what is the history?
Yeah.
And they do the thing. They're like, we tried to secede because they were trying to overtax because the South was really wealthy. And I'm like, well, why were they wealthy? Well, because the infrastructure and the farming, the agriculture. Okay. But how did they
why were the farms
make so
rich?
much profit off of these things? Everybody had slaves. Every time.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right, man. Same time next week.
Hey, dude, absolutely.